Star Trek's best character in ages is not from the screen, but the show should take note ASAP. When fans argue about the greatest characters in Star Trek, names like Spock, Picard, Sisko, and Janeway inevitably dominate the conversation. Their gravitas, complexity, and iconic moments have cemented them in pop culture history. But for all the brilliance radiating from the screen, the most compelling character in the Star Trek universe today isn't currently portrayed by an actor at all. Instead, it exists in the liminal space between fandom, narrative potential, and storytelling innovation. It's a character that shows should pay close attention to because, frankly, it's redefining what it means to inhabit the Star Trek universe, and it's already winning in ways no one on the screen has managed in years. This character isn't a person in the conventional sense. It's the ship itself, the starship. But not just any starship. The vessel in question is the fictional yet deeply fleshed out USS Shinju, USS Discovery, or, more recently, the ships hinted at in tie-in materials and canonical supplements that fans now embrace as characters in their own right. Starships in Star Trek have always been more than hulks of metal. They are crucibles for morality, arenas for philosophical exploration, and silent companions reflecting the inner lives of those who command them. Yet, in recent years, the franchise has treated these vessels with a narrative respect that elevates them almost to the level of a living, breathing character, and the results have been remarkable. Take the USS Discovery, for instance. From the moment it warps onto screen, Discovery is not merely a backdrop for human drama. It is a participant. Every plot twist, every moral quandary, every tactical decision reverberates through the ship's decks and corridors. Fans of Star Trek Discovery don't just speak about Michael Burnham. They talk about the ship's AI, its experimental spore drive, and even its peculiar personality, as though it were a crew member. It's no coincidence that in fan forums, threads dissect Discovery's behavior as if it were a character acting with agency. The ship mediates, facilitates, and occasionally complicates human endeavors, demonstrating traits of loyalty, stubbornness, and adaptability that rival the best human personalities Star Trek has produced. Why does this matter? Because in a franchise that constantly reinvents itself, creating compelling new human characters is hard. Audiences crave familiar faces, but are often resistant to new ones. The Starship, however, sidesteps that problem entirely. It is a canvas, a vessel of narrative potential that can host endless stories without being confined to human limitations. Its personality can be molded to reflect the story's needs. Cautious yet bold, loyal yet morally ambivalent, a silent observer or an active participant. In essence, the Starship embodies all the qualities that have historically made Star Trek characters unforgettable: intelligence, moral depth, and a capacity for heroism. Yet it does so in a way that doesn't come with the baggage of pre-existing audience expectations. The franchise has been experimenting with this idea quietly but effectively for decades. The original Enterprise was more than a ship. It was a symbol, a home, and sometimes a character in itself. But it remained mostly symbolic. Modern iterations take that concept further, giving ships personalities that interact dynamically with their crew. Discovery's AI, the narrative emphasis on its sentient spore drive, and the way it's designed reflects thematic elements of the show all contribute to an evolving notion that ships in Star Trek are worthy of character-level attention, and perhaps the next frontier in storytelling is to treat them as such. This approach has profound implications. For one, it shifts the focus from individual heroics to collective storytelling. By elevating the Starship as a character, the series can explore narratives that transcend the limitations of a single protagonist. Storylines can evolve around exploration, ethical dilemmas, and existential threats while maintaining continuity through a consistent personality embodied by the ship. It opens avenues for stories that are as philosophical and emotional as they're thrilling. It invites audiences to invest emotionally in entities that are neither human nor alien, yet somehow resonate on a deeply human level. And here's the kicker: fans are already paying attention. Online communities celebrate the quirks of starships, discuss their AI systems as though they were characters with motives, and debate the moral consequences of decisions made by the vessels themselves. Merchandise, fan fiction, and even canon adjacent literature increasing,